does this event do for Holocaust survivors? It must be such a repeat of what happened back in the 40s.
Well, my father's a Holocaust survivor and he's
Hmm.
still alive.
Hmm.
He's 95 now. He wasn't a baby when the Holocaust happened, so he actually has memories. He was between 11 and 17, and he's actually more robust. And this is something that we see in some of the Holocaust research, that a trauma can actually bifurcate people. People tend to only look at, and for a long time, the research only looked at the Holocaust survivors that went into treatment and extrapolated that to all Holocaust survivors. And so they had a much more negative view of what can happen because they only looked at that one group. But there's been other research that's kind of looked at both of the groups. And in some measures, the Holocaust survivors actually do better than someone who wasn't traumatized before.
Wow.
And some of those measures have to do with optimism and robustness.
Hmm.
And my father definitely is in that group. Um,
Good.
so he, for him, it's sad. And it's sad to me that this may be the last part of his life that he has to see it ending the world like how his youth was.
Yes.
But by the same token, he feels like, well, now Israel has an army and there's a defense and there's not a helplessness.
Hmm.
So there's going to be a myriad of responses that people have, including Holocaust survivors, but that's one type of response.
Right.
In that case, he would be somebody that you might want to just hang out with because he's not as erratic in his responses.
Hmm. You just mentioned something that we have an Israeli army now, and this is different from him. But I've read in the press that a lot of Israelis, especially in the South where people were attacked, felt there was no army. They felt there was no protection. And it was particularly traumatic because there was no presence until hours after the attack. Can you talk more about what that does to the psyche?
I can in general. I don't know how true that was for every person. I know there was a delay, but one thing that increases the chances of getting a traumatic response is how helpless you feel.
Hmm.
And so if there's a helplessness, then that's going to be much more taxing to your nervous system for reasons that I won't go into right now.
Okay.
That can really cause a freeze state and make it harder to do treatment later and to help the person.
Yeah.
Not that we can, it just makes it deeper.